Imagine this, you sit down for an interview and you're absolutely crushing it by all accounts, and then you get to a point in the interview where they are going to ask you technical questions, and you think to yourself, oh shit. Well, it's not an oh shit moment. Now, you may find this to be a surprise, you may be expecting this. Now, one thing that I want to note, there is no guarantee. Nobody in this world can say for sure what type of technical questions you will receive on an interview. So even if you go into an interview that your friend went to and they tell you, these are the technical questions that they asked me during the interview, does not necessarily mean that you will receive those same types of questions. Now, in my personal experience, we would often switch up our technical questions that we would ask potential employees. So it's just a variety. Now, what you can expect is that you can expect the unexpected. You don't know what you're going to walk into when you are going to be asked technical questions. So whether you're going to be a programmer, a system administrator, or somebody in the help desk, the questions are going to vary tremendously. However, there is one key thing to keep aware of. As you're going through the job description and requirements when you're going to apply for the position, they're going to list often key technologies that they want you to be aware of. So let's take, for instance, this job posting that we have here. They're looking for somebody with Office 365 experience, so somebody who's going to have experience within Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and then maybe even, they have here Active Directory and things like that. So what you can maybe expect during an interview for technical questions is they might ask you something about Office 365. They might ask you something about Active Directory. Now with a programmer, they might ask you to walk you through maybe a specific way that you would, program an application, right? Maybe there's something very specific within that application that they're looking to do, and they say, you have to use Ruby to complete this process. Maybe they're looking at different algorithms. Programming is definitely a whole different beast. Now, again, these are just really basic kind of scenarios that you could run into. But again, the fact is nobody knows for sure what you're going to walk into. And the key point again is make sure you are aware of the job description and the requirements, because you will see that when they go through this interview process with you, they're going to ask you questions that directly relate to that job description and requirements. So even with help desk, they're going to ask you, how do you change somebody's password? They might actually have you sit down at a test computer and change somebody's password. In my personal experience, I interviewed for a tech position and they wanted me to deploy an application through Microsoft's SCCM. Now, luckily enough, I knew how to do this, so it wasn't that much of a problem for me. However, you might walk into an interview, get asked a technical question, and you have no idea what it is. Now, here is a huge thing that I think everybody should know. When you're being asked questions, especially technical questions, and really in general any other question during an interview process, it's 50% what you know and 50% how you solve it. Because what they're looking for here, and this is the absolute pro tip from this video, walk them through your thought process. You don't have to know the exact answer to these technical questions. But if you can walk them through your thought process and how you can get to a point that you're comfortable with, how you can achieve the success that they're looking for, that's what they want to see. They want to see how your mind works. So if your troubleshooting is on point and you can kind of walk them through how you're going to go through a process, that's what they want to see. So if you go to an interview for a help desk or a tech position and they ask you, how do you change out a hard drive in a machine? Well, that's something that's pretty easy to do. However, many people don't know how to do that, even though they're looking to get into IT. Well, you could say, well, I'm not exactly familiar with that, even though it's really easy to do. You could say, well, I would start by, taking the case off, looking to see where the hard drive is located, see what types of tools that I need. Again, this is just a very basic type of question, and I want to keep it basic because there are going to be more complex questions asked during an interview. And again, nobody could tell you for sure what those questions are besides the person asking you those questions. All you could do is come prepared. Look at those job descriptions, see what types of requirements they're looking for, what types of technologies that they're looking at, and then you could try to be as prepared as you can. But at the end of the day, it's that 50% kind of margin that you're looking at. 50%, do you know it? If you know it, that's great. You know, if you don't know it, you have to explain your thought process. And that's how you gain an advantage during an interview, even if you don't know the answer. And I hope this video helps you guys out, because there have been many times where I get asked this question, Zach, how do I answer technical questions during an interview? Or what types of technical questions am I going to receive in an interview? Well, nobody knows for sure. There are going to be plenty of scenarios where you have to walk your way through it, troubleshoot your process, and of course they're watching you the entire time. And another pro tip that I want to make sure you guys are aware of: if you don't know something, don't lie about it. Don't tell them or try to stumble your way through something that you have no idea anything about it, because that is going to shoot yourself in the foot. And furthermore, onto that, if you don't know something, don't feel defeated. Like, the instant you don't know something and you show defeat on your face, that's not gonna look too hot for you. I've seen this plenty of times when I'm going through an interview process with somebody where we ask them technical questions, they don't know the answer, and then they completely shut down because they feel defeated. Don't feel defeated. If you don't know something, explain your process on how you're going to learn that something. That is going to be huge for you. So, as I said, hope this video helps you guys out. If you guys are looking for help on how to get started in IT, maybe you are going through the process of trying to figure out, how you begin, what types of steps you need to take to achieve an entry-level position within IT, make sure you guys check out our course that we created. It's on itcq.tv. It's called How to Get an Entry-Level Job in IT. Really, step-by-step, walks you through everything that you need to know to gain an advantage to getting into IT. I hope this video helps you guys out. I've said that multiple times now, but I really do hope it helps. That's all I got for you guys in today's video. As always, take it easy.